Welcome back to NSC 305, Human Behavior in Health and Illness. This is study session 4, the socialization process. Although socialization has had diverse meanings in social sciences, in this context, socialization will be seen as the process by which children and adults learn from others. In the process of acquiring these cultural elements, the individual self and personality are created and shaped. The purpose of this study session is to help the students understand the process of socialization, development of personality and character formation, role identity, and role function. When you have studied this session, you should be able to define the process of socialization, mention the three substructures responsible for personality development, and lastly list and explain the roles and functions of personality. The process of socialization. Socialization is one of the powerful instruments used in changing the destiny of mankind. It is through this process that a society can produce a generation of its expectations. The improvement of socialization offers one of the greatest possibilities for the future alteration of the human nature. Socialization is a lifelong process of change. Though the socialization experienced in the family is in some ways the most consequential. Individuals typically have important socializing experience throughout their lives. Socialization here refers to the process of interaction through which an individual acquires the norms, values, beliefs, attitudes, and language characteristics of his or her group. You begin learning from others during the early days of life, and most people continue their social learning all through life. Sometimes the learning is fun, as when you learn a new sport, art, or musical technique, and other times social learning could be painful, as when you learn not to drive too fast by receiving a large fine for speeding. Types of socialization. The more you learn about the various types of socialization, the more effective you can be in directing your future learning in the ways that will help you. The different types of socialization includes 1. Natural socialization. This occurs when infants and young people explore, play, and discover the social world around them. Natural socialization is commonly seen when looking at the young of almost any mammalian species. We also have planned socialization, which occurs when other people take actions designated to teach or train others from infancy onward. Planned socialization is mostly a human phenomenon, and all through history, people have been making plans for teaching or training others. We have positive socialization. This is the type of social learning that is based on pleasurable and exciting experiences. You tend to like people who fill your social learning processes with positive motivation, loving care, and rewarding opportunities. We also have negative socialization. This occurs when others use punishment, harsh criticism, or anger to try to teach you a lesson, and often you come to dislike both negative socialization and the people who impose it on you. Lastly, we have prior socialization. This explains a gigantic chunk of who you are at the present, what you think and feel, and where you plan to go in life. However, no one is limited by the things given to them by their prior social learning experiences. Development of personality and character formation. Socialization is important in the process of personality and character formation. While much of human personality is a result of genes, socialization process can mold it in particular directions by encouraging specific beliefs and attitudes, as well as selectively providing experiences. This accounts for much of the differences between the common personality types in one society in comparison to another. Successful socialization can result in uniformity within a society. If all children receive the same socialization, it is likely that they will share the same beliefs and expectations. Those who internalize the norms of society are less likely to break the law or to want radical social changes. In all societies, however, there are individuals who do not conform to culturally defined standards of normalcy because they were abnormally socialized, which is to say that they have not internalized the norms of the society. These people are usually labeled by their society as defiant or even mentally ill. Process of personality development. Personality is what makes a person unique, and it is recognizable soon after birth. A child's personality develops based on the interaction of his temperament, character, and his environment. The process of development, both spiritual and physical, throughout life, as well as the entity, is responsible for the usual forms of behavior. Humans are considered a complex organization consisting of three substructures, namely natural substructure, which has got to do with the individual psychological needs and aggressive manifestations, amongst many other things. And we have the social factor, which is concerned with observance of elementary norms and rules prescribed in the society. And lastly, we have the personal substructure, which is a result of the cultural background of an individual. Common problems in personality development. Infants who are just a few weeks old display differences in how active they are, how responsive they are to changes, and how irritable they are. Some infants cry constantly while others seem happy and stay fairly quiet. Child development research conducted by the Child Development Institute has identified 9 temperamental traits that may contribute to a child's personality development being challenging or difficult. The first of which is activity level, which shows how active the child is generally, and distractibility, which indicates the degree of concentration when the child is not particularly interested. Thirdly, we have intensity, which shows how loud the child is generally. And number 4 is regularity, which is the predictability of biological functions like appetite and sleep. 5, sensory threshold, which indicates how sensitive the child is to physical stimuli, touch, taste, smell, sound, and light. We also have approach and withdrawal, which shows the characteristic responses of a child to a new situation or to strangers. Number 7 is adaptability, which shows how easily the child adapts to transitions and changes, such as switching to a new activity. Number 8 is persistence, which indicates stubbornness or inability to give up. And last of all is the mood, which is the tendency to react to the world primarily in a positive or negative way. Role, identity, and functions of personality. Personality is formed and develops throughout life in the extent to which a person continues to play a social role and is involved in social activities. Below are some of the roles and functions of personality as a result of activity. Number 1, it involves consciousness, which is the main condition of mental activity. Number 2, it is independent of the individual in his judgment and actions. 3, activity identity is not limited to progress. It constantly strives for inner growth. Number 4, skills including knowledge helps when doing any activity. And lastly, character is said to be the basis of personality and responsibility for human behaviors and emotional responses. Importance of socialization. 1, socialization helps to convert the biological man into a social being. Man is not born a social being. He only becomes social by virtue of the process of socialization. Number 2, socialization contributes to the development of personality. Personality is a product of the society. In the absence of groups or societies, no man can develop a personality of his own. But through socialization process, the personality of a newborn child is shaped and molded. Number 3, socialization provides enough scope for the individual to develop his personality. 4, it helps the child to become disciplined. Number 5, it enacts different roles. Every role is woven around norms and it is associated with different attitudes. The process of socialization therefore assists an individual not only to learn the norms associated with roles, but also to develop appropriate attitudes to enact these roles. Number 6, it provides the knowledge of skills which are required to lead a normal social life. These skills help the individual to play economic, professional, educational, religious, and political roles in his later life. It also helps to develop the right aspiration in life. Socialization helps to direct and channel the energy of a person to the realization of his or her aspiration. Number 8, it contributes to the stability of social order. It is through the process of socialization that every new generation is trained. It assures the cultural continuity of the society. Number 9, it provides enough scope for variety and new achievements. Number 10, it helps to reduce social distance. It is possible to reduce the social distance between people of different races and religion through socialization. And last of all, it helps by providing the scope for building a bright future. The improvement of socialization offers one of the greatest possibilities for the future alteration of human nature and the society at large. This is the end of study session 4. Thank you for listening. See you in the next class.